Hug the ladies.
It's Nina, the hyena.
So she will be.
Добро пожаловать. Welcome to Russia. Yeah, I'm very glad to be your guide. Yeah, and I went from Moscow night train. I was so eager to meet you. So, and I'm really happy to see such wonderful, such smiling, such friendly people. Thank you.
Yeah, that wall.
Vyborg. First town in Russia. Looks like it needs a paint job.
The name of the town is Vyborg, V-I-V-O-R-G. Vyborg. It was founded in the 13th century. And the population is approximately 200,000 people. Yeah. Well, it was the Swedish town in the beginning of the 18th century. Peter the Great captured it. Then it became part of Finland, but Finland was, well, part of Russia for very many years. I think it's a little bit boring to hear all this. Well, to make a long story short, well, from 1944, Vyborg again became a Soviet town, but it changed hands throughout its history many times. In 1944, the Soviet army captured it again. It is northwest of St. Petersburg and Leningrad, and we are on the way to St. Petersburg. And on the way to St. Petersburg, we're going to pass by some interesting places. I'll comment on them. You will ask a lot of questions, yeah? And if I am able, I will be happy to answer all the questions. I expect a lot of questions from curious people. I understand maybe now you'll notice the grade. It's a very, very hot weather for this month. We had this kind of weather for maybe a week, for the end of May and the beginning of June. But still, it's better than the rain. You are right, it's better than rain, yeah. You are right. So we'll wait a little bit while million people. It's the latest information. 148.3 million people. A little bit information which will be a little bit different. I mean the statistics. Yeah. What I'd like to tell our newspapers, they give us different information. Well, my employed people. During the years of Soviet power, we didn't have unemployment at all. But it does mean that everybody works. Careful while you cross the street always. Well, of course, if the green light is on, of course, cross the street, no problem. If the or near big hotels, very big hotels, it's possible to just order a taxi. But in this case, you understand, it's just a request, just a favor. In case you know that you, now, for example, he refused the help from Japan, the earthquake, how many Russians are really very rich. Those new Russians, or mafiosis, real Russian mafia, because the country is being robbed, and raw materials. Who do it? They don't pay taxes at all. They make oh well, 80,000 rubles. By the way, my ticket from Moscow to Vyborg was the minimum. Here, in this very place, this small settlement we are passing by. And imagine it's not 1995, but just 1990, okay? I have the passport, and which address is indicated in my passport, the address of this settlement where, for example, I lived in 1990. I want to come to Moscow. I want to find a job in Moscow. I found a job, okay, in Moscow. I say, for example, I found a job in Moscow. Permit for residence permit. Well, if you have enough money. And well, in this passport, it's also indicated about whether you served in the army or whether you're supposed to serve in the army. Yeah, also like this. Have some identification cards. Yeah, everybody. By the way, in the long run, I read somewhere, well, this system of internal passports will be eliminated. But to my mind, it does not hurt Anybody? Well, in your passport, well, you have a picture when you're 16 years old. Then another picture is added when you're 25 years old, and another photo is added when you're 45 years old. And this is forever.
Flea market?
You see a lot of flea markets in Russia. It's not the last flea market you're passing by. You see a lot of them.
St. Petersburg. La policía. Los Cubas.
A laundromat.
Stop.
Stop.
Laundromat.
Right there. Oh no, I guess not.
Of St. Petersburg. As I mentioned before, it's the first time we were allowed to take this route. So I'm a little bit cautious. I have to reach the place to tell you exactly whether we are approaching. Yeah, it looks this way. It looks this way. So now I would like to tell you which is exactly what you should get. It's cases when people would come in the rooms during the night. Some people, some kind of people, I don't know, maybe they had master keys from the hotel, I don't know, I can't tell you. But we had cases when jewelry was stolen, traveler checks were stolen, and cash was stolen. So it's a very, serious warning, let's put it this way. Personally, I had a few of my clothes disappearing from my suitcase. And so now I know that if I can lock my suitcase when I leave the hotel room, I do it because it's a temptation. I am not saying that all of them can steal, but as I said, when the suitcase is open, you invite people who are short of so many. Remember that even on the way, people were asking me, what about laundromats? Do they exist there? So I'm afraid to say that no, they don't, but I then mentioned to you that 3 nights in Moscow and 3 nights in Petersburg, they give you a good opportunity. If you run out of clean clothes, then you can make arrangements with chambermaids and they can do it for you. They wash it and they iron it and they bring it to you. And as before you could do it for ridiculous prices of $1-2, now they know the price and they can ask you more. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about, we go straight. Now I'm going to tell you about the other thing, and that is the way you are hand luggage, and you follow me to the reception place, and there you try to find them and get the key from them. Anyway, here in St. Petersburg it's better. You get the key with magnetic card and you open with it your room. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is it's a very big hotel. Now, and in Moscow it's also, you can be so easily lost in the hotel. So what will happen then? The moment we arrive, I will take charge of you. So you will follow me to the reception and I will be checking you in. I will still be dealing with you, and the ones who get the key and the room will still be waiting for Nina, not going to the room. And the moment she appears, she will tell me the place. I will say to you, look, this is the time when we are all coming. Right. I think we will have to go to the left now.
Yeah.
Hey, you think you were in New York looking at that building, huh?
You're a tough kid.
Boy, oh boy. The Lord.
No, it's not solidarity. It says all the power to the Soviets. So it is the old thing from the time to what? To
That's where they live. Massive blocks of ordnance.
stored it, and now it's a functioning church, which is very good. What do you think?
Yes. Right.
And I can mention to you one more thing. Before the revolution, there were 365 Orthodox churches in this city. Now, if I tell you that after the revolution, there were 18 of them, and if you think that there was a Tata mosque, there was a Baptist church, still in that 18, and there was a synagogue, and there was a Catholic church, so you realize what happened to Orthodox churches and the whole religion. So they were all banned, and when they were asked why is it so few of them, the answer was, but our people are atheists, they don't believe in God, and that was it. So now it's on a reverse. Everything is coming. Oh, Eddie, you asked me about St. Petersburg Hotel. Do you want to have a look to your left here? Huh? Right. Remember you had... So the famous cruiser Aurora here. So going back to St. Petersburg Hotel, I want to say that there was a fire. And the firemen rescuing the hotel, they did a very, in the middle of the way it got stuck. The whole electricity system was cut off in the hotel because it was on fire, and they suffocated there. So it's a very tragic case. Now straight ahead of you, you can see this gilded steeple, and this is the steeple of the sumptuous cathedral I was telling you about. This is St. Peter and Paul's fortress, and on the grounds of it is the cathedral where the Romanovs are buried. So we will go there. I think it will happen, hold on, not tomorrow, it will, oh, just a minute. No, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow we will go there. So, this is the birthplace of the city. By the way, this beautiful mansion on the right-hand side. Now, the last Russian Tsar, Nicholas Straight, Nicholas II, the stalls. I will have to tell you the story about the stalls straight. And the mafia reigning here, and met his future wife Alice. He madly fell in love with her. And by the way, this is Asian. So, and he forgot about Matilda Kshestilskaya. But at the time when she was his mistress, she got this beautiful mansion from him as ever. But after the revolution, she managed to escape, and so she.
Apartment houses all over the place. See very few houses.
Yeah, there's apartments.
Live in apartments.
Side, and so there were many merchants living here. So that's why the style is much more beautiful, and the flats were certainly much rich. But you think maybe, who the hell is Kirov? So I'm gonna tell you about him. So he was the head of Leningrad the Communist Party Committee. And in 1934, he was assassinated. Now it came out that he was assassinated on Stalin's order because the reason for it was very simple. His popularity was growing ever so rapidly that Stalin, he sensed a threat in him, and so he was assassinated. He was very popular with the people, and so that's why many places in this Kirov Opera and Ballet Theater, now it is renamed back to the original name, Mariinski. This part of St. Petersburg, it is called Basil's Island, and it is an island, to tell you the truth, and the whole city is situated on island.
She's got eggs in the bag.
Hmm?
She got eggs in the bag.
What bag?
Plastic bag right there. See it to your left?
Oh, yeah. Eggs in the bag.
Now you are used to eggs being sold in Spanish. Okay, we go straight.
What are they buying eggs?
Uh-huh.
Buying eggs, huh?
And bananas.
Plátanos.
Well, this is a surprise really for me when I see so few people buying bananas, some of them looking, going away, some of them buying just one or two or three. Now, at the time when all the food, well, no, straight ahead. No, I'm so pleased with myself. Now, I can pat myself on the shoulder.
Glad we're not going there.
Now, I was talking about the shops, state-owned shops, which were only for foreigners. They were called Berezka shops, and birch tree symbolizes Russia, and they were called Berezka shop, which means birch tree shops. And never ever Russian people were allowed to step their foot into this shop. So if somebody would try to do it, they would be arrested because they had then foreign currency, and that was I mean, there were so many unpleasant things, but it was one of very unpleasant things about the old regime. Anyway, here we are, Pribaltiyskaya Hotel, built by the Finns, only for foreigners, and the other side of the hotel is facing the Gulf of Finland. Now, what I can see here is steps, and I know that what we will try to do, we will try to get you on the Pandus, but if they send us away, so then that is it. Then there is nothing I can do about it. So it looks like they have security guarding the cars. And it's nice.
Go.
All right, all right.
It's a new building rusting.
Huh?
A new building rusting away.
A new building rusting away, huh? Jeez. This where we're gonna stay here, huh? This is for foreigners. There's a barrier there, is right.
Oh, the kids were opening it.
Well done, They went on the other side.
What a good boy!
I was struggling.
This is our room in closet space. Security. Beautiful bathroom. Huh? Oops. Dolores is doing her laundry. And I took the bath. On television. Dolores. It's a beautiful room. Ice box. It's too hot in here to sleep together anyway.
Only got 15 minutes.
Which you would know that it's going to be the place for all our meals. And she says that it sounds this way. So in case there is a change, you will know. But so remember this name, Dauga. And why you couldn't get there by the lift? Because if you come there, you first apartment, second floor. So you find yourself in front of this people restaurant, and then you walk straight up. Yeah, something to look into the breeze.
Beautiful.
Anyway, you manage.
Beautiful. So we're gonna.
She says they were allocated over 12. And Nina did it, so she doesn't know that we six will come together.
Beautiful in here. Beautiful. Alright, who's that?
George,
That's enough, so you better.
are you in any of the pictures you take?
I'm sorry?
Are you ever in the pictures you take?
El Jetto. Those are from the old days. We used to light fires up the top. Beacons for the port. The old pre-Revolutionary Day stock exchange. It's a small Neva River over there, as opposed to this other side, which is the big Neva River. They both go out into the Gulf of Finland. That's the Grand Palace, other smaller palaces, and now it's a Hermitage Museum. There's 5 buildings. This is a deep channel here. The bridges open up at night for the ships to pass out. And that's Dolores sitting on the bus. Like rivers all over the world, pollution. Got it.
Was the first Russian public museum, and it was built at the time the trick worked. They all started coming to the museum, and probably guilty. And while on tour, you will hear many foreign names, architects and designers who designed the places. So this one, do have a look here. So why is it they are here, and what are they doing here?
Mary.
So I have to tell you a little bit and explain to you a little bit. So remember, when I was explaining to you that church was forbidden, people couldn't go to church to have their ceremonies, to have it beautiful. So the Russian state, the socialist state, had...
This is the old building from Peter the Great's time. It was a synod, wherever they brought to church, and that was a parliamentary building. And that is statued Peter the Great, facing west, because he needed the economic strength of the west, and the horses supposed to be tromping on a snake. But that's it. Dedicated by Katrina that year. Big granite rock. That's where the married people put the flowers. Just a couple of Russian pigeons. There's Dolores talking. She didn't want to get out.
Cathedral in the city.
What's the name of it, Dolores?
So he entered the competition, and to his surprise, the Bolsheviks were pulling down all the monuments of the Tsars. They didn't do it to this monument, though the Tsar on this monument is the most unpopular Tsar of Russia. Now, he was...
People begging. People begging. People begging. They got on their butts up there for not wearing shawls. Hey, Nicholas Church. Gold cupolas. And there's all the beggars, except that one. Very religious.
Peter the Great died. He had a daughter. She had a very expensive taste, Elizabeth. And so she commissioned architect Rastrelli to build this palace, Winter Palace. So it is beautiful Russian Baroque style, marble, gold, mirrors. Well, these are the new Russians. This is an absolutely new restaurant, private. And
electric lights. Lights. Let there be lights.
Again. And we are again a better view of this church.
There's the snake.
But then the next time I was taking off the rope there, and so the customs officials went out and they said, "What are you doing? You're commanding here. Are you a customs official?" So that was a disastrous tour of Copenhagen. And for many years I had a nightmare. I would wake up and I would see the Saviour's Church. And the nice thing about it, that you are so nice to me, that you even didn't try to say anything bad to me. You are just trying to make me feel well. We're human. Even computers make mistakes.
But they make a lot. They get gold.
Had on our first boat when they jumbled up your names. Remember? So, and then we had quite a few mistakes by Trafalgar. And now I myself made a mistake. Here we are. Look, isn't it marvelous? 8 o'clock, because everywhere we go. Wake up call, 6 o'clock, 6:30 luggage out, blah, 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 and that's it. And here they don't open before 8 o'clock, so finita la commedia.
That's the reason.
Now, when I said to Nina that there will be a day in Moscow when we will be leaving Moscow, and I said that they open the restaurant at 7:30 for us, because remember that day we go to Minsk. It's going to be the longest day, and we have to get out of Moscow, because it also will be Sunday, and there will be a lot of traffic leaving Moscow. And she said, Sonia, I don't think it's possible. I said, it was possible in the past, and I believe it's possible now, because there It are the included
station.
sightseeing tour,
How thrilling.
the lunch, the twilight of the royal family, and then after this there will be Peter and Paul Fortress, and then dinner will be at 6, and then we will go to folklore. And if there are people who are thinking, shall I go, shall I join,
Yes, we made it
I
back
say
to
to
our
you,
hotel.
do it, because it's
Oh,
gonna be a
we'll be
treat,
so happy to
I
get
can
there.
assure you. So, and then comes the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow, after tomorrow, no. The day after tomorrow it's going to be Monday, and then it will be Tuesday. And we will start Tuesday checking out of the hotel after breakfast. And then you will be driven to the Hermitage Museum. And then the ones who didn't book it, they will walk around and